All right, Pirate fans, welcome out to another episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. This is episode number 38. Of course, it's Wednesday evening. And so this is part one of the podcast. It's always the interview. We always either have a coach or a player from Rockport-Fulton come on. And we do have a coach from our middle school that I'll introduce here in just a minute. But I do want to introduce my co-host, a Pirate Cove crew member, the coach, Steve Cantu. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed, brother. I'm happy to be here.
All right, Coach. Well, the Z-Man should be here. He's probably running a little late. Tony told me that he would not be here part one, but he will be here for part two and three later on. So I want to introduce our guest here on the Parts Cove. She's our middle school volleyball coach, and she's also our high school varsity softball coach, Coach Melissa Reyes. Coach Reyes, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on tonight.
Absolutely, Coach. We've been wanting to talk to you for about a month now, and we were just kind of waiting. We wanted to get every coach. We also got Coach Hassel from the middle school, so we definitely want to talk to you. Congratulations. We know that your eighth grade A girls of volleyball have won district, and they've got one game left, and if they beat West Oso, they'll go undefeated. I mean, that's an accomplishment itself. So I want to congratulate you and all of your girls. I mean, that's an awesome accomplishment as these girls get into high school next year. It looks like our volleyball teams here in Rockport are going to be good for the next 5 or 6 years. And so we wanted to bring you on and talk a little bit about your program, have you talk about your program and the girls, not only in the 8A, but 8B and 7A and B. I mean, because I looked at the rosters all the way down and the teams, and they all have a winning record from 8th grade A to B to 7A, 7B. So we're doing some really good things in volleyball down in the middle school. So I'm going to pass it over to the coach, Steve Cantu. He's got a few questions for you, Coach.
Okay.
Hey, Coach. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for taking some time out and joining us here on this podcast. I was super excited when I heard that we were going to have you on, and then they told me we were going to talk volleyball. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I could do that too. No problem. Of course, I'm referring to softball and my love for it. So we're all excited about, the season, and we'll get to that when it comes around. But,
right.
First and foremost, I wanted to, we wanted to bring you on so we can shine some light on the middle school program and talk about the accomplishments that you guys are doing and the great season that you guys are having. And shine some light on our middle school program. You guys are doing an exceptional job down there. I think it takes an exceptional people to coach at that entry level. That junior high level. We had talked to Coach Hasso and a couple of weeks ago, and I was so impressed by his love for coaching at that level. He's like, Steve, I had chances to, I had my stints on the varsity and I chose to come back. This is where I'm supposed to be. And he talked about that. And I thought that was so awesome that to see an individual with the dedication that he guys have, and you as well, I'm saying, the great job that you do with our junior high girls and really setting the table. That's the way I see it. You set the table for the girls to go into high school. I'm saying the learning gap isn't so far apart, from junior high to high school because of quality coaches like yourself and the dedication that you guys bring to the program. So, once again, thanks for coming on. And I just want to say congratulations first before I get started.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes. Talk to me about a little bit about the teams. All right. So I understand you do 7th grade A and 8th grade A.
Yes,
Can you give me a rundown on the rosters and
sure.
talk about some of the key players on those teams?
Okay. I'll start off with my 7A. I want to make sure I get them all. I've got Allie Garcia. She's one of our setters. Cameron Brown. She's a hitter for us. Haley Thompson, she can play the front row or the back row. Holly Berrigan, she's one of our setters, plays all the way around. Jayla Jones, hitter, setter, a back row player as well. Kinsley Knight plays front row for us. Lauren Holden plays front row, back row for us. Lucy Rodriguez is our libero. Miranda, Jamie is, she plays back row, very capable of playing front row as well. She's got a very good vertical. And Trisha Bohm, she plays front row for us and is a good force serving wise for us on our team. Ali Garcia right now and Holly Berrigan, they're our team captains. They both just do a great job running our team. Good, strong leaders, play all the way around. I'm very, very super impressed with this group of seventh graders. Again, coming in as seventh graders and playing volleyball for the very first time. It gets, you know, especially with me, there's a lot of demands and high expectations. And this group of girls, these 10 girls, they're just phenomenal. They respond, and where they've come since the beginning of the season to now towards the end, we have one game left. I'm just really, really impressed with them, all the work that they put forth, just everything they give to our program. And we kind of have a schedule because of the way I work with things with high school volleyball as well. They have to fluctuate, and sometimes we have morning practices, sometimes we have afternoon practices, and the girls, you know, at all levels they're committing to that, and they're putting in the work, and luckily for us, it's paying off.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and I have a few. You know, you ran through some of those names right there, and I you know, them softball girls stick out in my ear. They kind of bing, bing, bing. So it's good to see that we're the girls are staying active and doing those things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's awesome to have that athlete that just all around, right? Okay, you know, I love softball, don't get me wrong, but, you know, all around athlete. Jayla Jones is one of my favorite girls. Her and Trisha, they're awesome, man. I love those girls on the diamond. And I caught actually one of the tail end of the 7th grade game, and then the whole game of the 8th grade game. I caught one game this year thus far, but yeah, that's awesome, man. Those are some great girls and some super talent. So well, what you got for the 8th grade, coach?
Well, and just going back to what you were saying, that's one of the things that we really touch on, you know, just trying to, especially at the middle school level, it's something I really stress. And as a coaching staff, we stress that, like, for these kids to be engaged in other sports as well, you know, because that way they're learning how to compete, and that's what we want. And I know if they go and they compete in volleyball, when I get them in softball, they're going to know how to compete, you know, and that's what we're trying to stress. That's what we're trying to teach them. And especially at the middle school level, we try to encourage them to do everything because it all takes competition. It all takes athleticism. And as they're learning that, they're learning how to play as a team. They're learning how to be accountable. They're learning good work ethic, and you put it all together. And I think that's what leads us to being successful overall.
Yeah. Yeah, building better athletes, yes, you know, absolutely. One practice at a time. That's awesome. Right. Mm-hmm. So your 8th grade girls, coach? Okay,
my 8th grade girls, I've got Maddie Dykes, bullet server for us and plays back row. Megan Leftwick is our setter and all-around player. Elizabeth Garcia plays front row for us and serves. Haley Noe plays front row and serves. Maddie Baird is one of our defensive specialists, does an excellent job in the back row. Olivia Carney's somebody really one to watch. She's coming along so nicely and just improving every single day. She plays front row for us. Belle Seibert's one of our team captains, along with Megan. Again, setter, hitter, can play back row, does a great job serving and jump serving. Hannah Loring plays front row, can play back also. Addie Burton is our libero this year. She's done a phenomenal job between her and Maddie and Yesenia. They just cover so much ground in the back row. Elise is a good hard player. We can put her anywhere in the back row, front row, and to serve. And Yesenia Gonzalez plays back row and front as well.
Mm-hmm.
And with them, our overall record is 11-2. We did get third place at the TM tournament and consolation at Annapolis, and then we're 7-0 in district right now, and hopefully seal the deal Monday at Westo. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, those girls are doing super great. And I seen on Facebook that they were carrying a flag. So did you guys clinch district, or you still got to play it out? You guys did, right?
Yes, we did clinch district, but to have the undefeated title, we have to
That's
win
right.
on Monday. So
That's right.
That's the plan.
That's right. Yeah. If you're gonna go, why not go out right all the way, right? Undefeated season. That'd be great. So
Yes.
I mean, your girls are playing super well as a team. You mentioned Belle Seibert, a captain on your team. When I went to that game, that I told you, the one game that I did catch, I was amazed by the athleticism those girls show. I mean, you see it softball, but there's a little difference. There's subtle differences in an athlete in softball, and then the transition over to volleyball. We talked to Coach Jeffrey, and he talked about it's not as easy as transition as people think. People think, oh, there's you got an athlete on the diamond that it's automatic translation to volleyball. That's not the case. There's you're using different muscles, you're doing all kinds of different things. But I think that's awesome. So Belle Seibert. So I wanted to talk to you about Belle Seibert, because when I was at the match, I came back and I told him how impressed I was, and I said, hey, this is the girl right here. I said, I would not be surprised if this girl comes in as a freshman and gets some looks over there at that varsity level, or JV. I may be, digging a deep hole for her or whatever to live up to, maybe hyping her up a little bit too much. But man, she is literally all over the court. Huh? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's done a phenomenal job for us. I mean, since last year, and when I worked with her in pre-athletics, in 6th grade, and she's definitely a special kid. I mean, just one of the things that really sticks out for me with Belle is just what a really good leader she is. And I don't mean just by going out there and showing up at games and playing. I would almost like to invite people just to come and watch and see how, like, when we're practicing, they're all engaged, but Belle is one of them that's always talking to them. If somebody's down, she's there encouraging them. It's okay. You got this next one. Or, it's always, and she wants to be challenged all the time. And that makes her better, and it makes our team better. And our girls respond to that. They respect her for that. She's a great leader. And then, of course, on the court, what you're seeing on the court in games is what she's doing at practice. She's always talking to her teammates. She's always staying positive, say, okay, like, even if they get down at some point, like, come on, let's go, let's get this. Or, if she knows someone's doing really well too, she's going to be that person right there cheering them on and encouraging them to keep doing well, because of course.
Yeah, she does a great job at that. A lot of those girls, again, what I'm saying, are I call them my girls. What I'm saying, they're all softball girls. Liz, Maddie, Yesenia, but Elise is another special leader. I on the diamond, man, Coach, I'm telling you, you can lean on that kid, and like you said, just the same thing she's doing for you is what she does for me. I could play her anywhere. You could put her anywhere. You're not going to get any feedback. She's just going to get in there and do her job. So, I mean, the group of girls that you have, right, are they're super special and great, man. And I'm just excited that they're, that they're having so much success, 8th grade, and doing great things, and it's going to push them on to high school next year. I can't even believe that these girls are going to be freshmen already. And all these girls, just like a lot of the ones that have already walked the stage and fixing to come off the collegiate stage, I seen them all grow up from 7 years old. And it's so that's where I get my joy. That's where it's exciting. It's actually, Coach, I'm gonna throw this in there. It's actually leading me. I just signed up to go back to school. I'm going to school to get my degree. So I might come out there and join you one of these days.
Nice.
Yeah. So I want to go out there and I want to be a coach. I want to take it to the next level. So, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? And I'm going to tell you, a lot of this came from after I talked to Coach Hasso and how much joy I saw on his face when he started talking about the junior high level girls and our boys and all that stuff that he's involved in, and the same passion I see in your eyes. And that's what, you know, I was like, wow, man, I can go do this, man. I want to go do this. So I'm excited, man. And, you know, start my new journey. So, you know, you may see me someday out there, you know, hopefully you give me a job.
Yes, of course. That would be a big plus for us, for sure.
Yeah. Most def. Gabriel.
Hey, Coach, I want you to talk a little bit about, I know you talked about the 7 and 8A. Can you talk a little bit about this 7 and 8B? Because I
Sure.
know that they have, just kind of talk, I know you're gonna tell us the roster, and then tell us a little bit about themselves, because all these girls, I know we talked about the 8th grade, 8th, they're undefeated, but I saw just the schedule on the other ones. They all got a winning record.
Yes.
So if you could
Yes.
talk a little bit about the roster and then talk about the other groups as well.
Absolutely. I'll start off with the 7, with the, let me grab the 7th grade B team is Coach Jessica Parker. She's coaching volleyball for the first time this year, and she's a big bonus to our program. Just very passionate with the kids. The kids respond very well to her. She's doing an amazing job. Just very organized, keeps us on task, myself included, and just always real prompt, very dependable. And the kids respond to her, and they're having a lot of fun with her. The members on her team are Amaya Valadez, Avery Robinson, Ellie Gonzalez, Elsie Hell, Hunter Duplichin, Jocelyn Salas, Jocelyn Martinez, Kenna Wen, Layla Broder, Lily Tomlinson, Molly Rodriguez, Perla Gonzalez, Presley Bursell, and Taylor Littleton. And again, like you were saying, I mean, they are a real good cohesive unit. Same thing, Coach Parker stressing that team chemistry with them, and they're responding. Their overall record right now is 9 wins with 1 tie.
Wow.
That includes the first place finish at the Odom tournament. And then in district, they're 6-1. That 1 is a tie. And hopefully, like, their plan, of course, is to take care of business Monday at West Oso and clinch that district title as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing. I mean, that
yes.
is, Coach. And you say, Coach Parker, it's your first year here?
Yeah, well, it's her 2nd year here. It's her 1st year coaching volleyball here with us.
Okay.
And like I said, she's doing a phenomenal job, and she loves it, and she's real passionate about it. And of course, that feeds into the girls, and you know, it's just having a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Wow. And how about your 8th grade, your 8th grade B?
Our 8th grade B team is Coach Foray. She's a first-time coach, or not her first time coaching, but her 1st year here with Rockport. And she's young, just graduated from Texas State, and is also our head soccer coach. But young, and her girls are on her team are Noble Chapman, Lily Rodriguez, Gracie Sear, Sadie Pena, Natalie Kelly, Kara Hill, Katrina Villanueva, Esmeralda Gonzalez, Mercedes Esparza, Hannah Olson. And right now their overall record is 7-2 district. They are 6-1, and they also got a consolation trophy at the Odom tournament. So again, like, she's doing a good job with them. I know she's got some good players. And again, these girls battle. I think they had a really tough game just the other night, and they pulled it off, and it was a nail biter, but those girls stick together. Gracie does a great job for them. I know Kara Hill and Esmeralda Gonzalez, Mercedes Esparza. I mean, those girls are just all over the place. Noble Chapman, and they're fun to watch. And we get opportunities to scrimmage them during the athletic period at times, or sometimes at practice, and they give us a run for our money as well. So what they're doing and the skills that they're learning and developing, I'm real pleased with where the girls are at right now.
Awesome.
Hey,
Awesome.
coach, and because you know that because I've been saying on the podcast, Rockport's got some really great athletes. There's one thing that I wanted to put a podcast together was because a lot of these kids that I was watching, nobody knew about them. We don't get a lot of publicity from the news outlets and stuff. So I thought, what, why not do something to show our community the work that these our kids do. But on the female side, because you're involved in high school softball and of course volleyball and basketball, man, we got some girls here that are really athletic, Coach Reyes. I mean, in volleyball, in softball, and in basketball. I mean, it's really good. It's great. And it looks like we're going to have it for a long time to come. I mean, because our basketball, we're basically into basketball. I mean, you knew what the varsity did there last year, and they're all coming back. It's just like with the volleyball. And then you look at, and you're talking about what you guys are doing in the middle school, and just not only the 8th grade A, but we all have a winning record. It seems like the coaches are doing an awesome job, which you guys don't get enough credit. Everybody talks about the kids, but nobody ever talks about the coaches and what they do, because I think for coaches, especially at that age, you got to get them to play together. That can't be easy. It's not easy on the varsity level, much less on the junior high level, where they come in and I don't know, do a lot of these girls coach, where do they play volleyball? It's not like softball where they have a league. Do these girls play volleyball? Do you know if they play during the off season? Are they in a select team?
There are some opportunities. It's having to get out there and look for them. I know there is more stuff like you're saying, softball wise. There are some club ones, volleyball wise, and some leagues that I do know that they try to get the kids in. And then, our coaches do a good job having open gym, also getting them in there. But yeah, it is. It's a lot of getting out there and doing the extra. So, and that's what we tell everybody. And it's not just volleyball or basketball or softball. Like, to be good, you've got to work outside of the season. Like, you have to put that time in and work on those skills like on a regular basis. And and I think a lot of the girls do have a lot of dedication to that. I know with the summer strength and conditioning program that Coach Robbins and Coach Robbins had, during the summer, we saw a lot of middle school girls.
Yeah, huge turnout.
Yes. And a lot of that is a lot of that hard work behind the scenes that, like you said, people don't see, and then coming in and working on the skills. And I know, like, for my teams, my expectations are real high. And I think, setting those expectations, if you set them, the kids are going to work hard and they're going to try to meet those expectations and surpass them. And so far, like, I've been in a real fortunate position where the girls have responded. And I think overall in the middle school program that they have, and we're excited, and it's like, I tried to implement the way I coach my varsity softball girls is the way I try to coach my 7th A and my 8A volleyball teams. And it's the same expectations. And, I expect the same work ethic, and they respond to that. And knowing that going into middle school, and they know the expectations going into high school. So it's a smooth transition. And I think Coach also does a lot of that with the middle school, also transitioning into the high school. And when you have consistency like that, it just proves to be very effective. And we have overall a coaching staff, not only volleyball, but our whole entire girls athletic program. The coaching staff, I think, is very dedicated, and they give a lot of their time, and they're passionate about it. And in order to do what we do, and the amount of time that we spend, you have to love it, and you have to be passionate, and you have to love the kids. And the kids are smart. They'll pick up on that, and they respond to that. And if they know that you're going to work hard for them, they're going to work hard for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Gabriel, can I cut in real quick?
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks volumes, right? I mean, all of that. I think what really has Rockport athletics, like overall athletics, has us all going in positive directions, have us winning district flags, and we're out there competing each and every year, is how locked down our junior high level is right now, right? So I know off air we talked about, and I'm sure I'm probably cutting in one of Gabriel's questions, how long you've been in place down there. And then we talked to Hasso about how long he's been in there. So if you get people that have been in the program 20 plus years, because I think Coach Hasso, am I right, Gabriel? He said he was there 20 something years, or he's been right down at that level.
Yeah, he's been here for a while.
So
I don't know the
mean,
exact amount of time.
when you get, two pillars that are dedicating their lives at that age group, and then really, like I said, setting the stage for everybody else, that's where it starts. That's where it's at, and kudos to you guys for the dedication you guys showed. And because I'm sure you probably had, chances to advance and do other things, but you chose to stay down there and continue to set the table. And that's just, it blows my mind, what I'm saying, the dedication that it takes. So again, I'm sorry, I don't want to, carp on it, but man, that is so, we are so blessed. Rockport as a town and all the athletes here in Rockport, we're so blessed that we have you two pillars down there at the junior high level, really setting the stage for our town. So good job.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Coach, one thing that you talked a little bit about, how you're able to connect with your players. I saw you during softball, and there's some intense moments, right? I saw you in the playoff game. I was right there by your bench, right there, the dugout, and it was intense. The crowd was getting intense. You don't seem to rattle. You're just as calm in those situations. I mean, I've seen coaches that just, man, hey, they're getting in there, they're getting into the game, and you stayed pretty calm. I mean, through those 3-game series, I didn't hear you yell, and I was like, man, we were yelling, and I looked over to you a few times, and you just stay calm, and I think that really it helps the kids. The coach stays calm. I guess you understand the game. It's 9 innings or the volleyball game, but I think when I saw you, I was like, and I've seen you in all the games. And do you yell? I mean, I'm not saying that you don't, but the times I've seen you, you're very calm. You're very calm in certain situations, and I think that really helps out the kids. You're positive, and I think they look at you and they say, "Hey, we're just going to go back and play." Talk a little bit about that, because I see a lot of coaches yelling, and they start yelling out loud, and you don't do. At least I haven't seen you do that at times I've seen you.
Well, you can ask the girls that if I yell, but a lot of the yelling takes place at practice. So, and that's what I tell them a lot, like a lot of the yelling, the situations that they're put into, I try to put them in pressure situations at practice, keep things competitive. This goes for softball, volleyball, any sport I coach, is because like doing that, then come game time, that's their time, and if you put those pressures on them during practice, then come game time, when those situations arise, they should know how to handle it, So a lot of times, if you had a scope and you could see how I am inside, like I am burning up and I do want to say a lot of things. And if I cover my mouth, usually I'm saying stuff to myself, but usually when I huddle them up or something, it's letting them know, hey, we're not doing what we need to be doing right now, or we need to make these adjustments, or, you need to stop playing, like being afraid to mess up and just come on, let's go. So, I mean, we do have those conversations. A lot of times, like I don't try to yell at them, during the course of a game or something. And yeah, I try to stay positive with them, and a lot of the verbal stuff is happening at practice. They'll know if I'm not happy with the situation, and we know each other well enough that they read my body language pretty good too. And you know, the fans may not see that, which, you know, to me, that's not the thing. It's more the relationship with the kids, and just knowing and having an understanding of, okay, things are going really well, so we're really excited about this, and I'm going to be fired up with you. Where things aren't going the way they're supposed to, so let's stop, take a deep breath, get through this. And a lot of times that's what it is. If it's kind of like stop the bleed, you know, if we're messing up a whole lot, just regroup, refocus, stop worrying about messing up, and just play. And I think, to me, that's the bottom line. That's what it comes down to.
And I think, Coach, the reason I brought that up, I think the girls, by not, because I think sometimes a player, you know, they're thinking that in their mind, I'm going to get yelled at if I mess up. And I think when you don't do that, or I've seen you real calm, I think the girls feel calm out there. I think when they're playing volleyball, basketball, they're not scared to make a mistake. They're going to get yelled at, you know, because they're young. They're going to make mistakes. I mean, no, even at the varsity level. But I think the coaching style that you have, I was like, man, you're just sitting, you're just calm. And I was like, wow, I think that really helps the players out to play. I mean, and you're right, you probably do all the yelling when we're not around, but at least in game time, I think it's really good for the players, because I think they're not scared to make a mistake. You know, we can go on to the next play. We've had a lot of coaches on already that say, hey, it's the next, got to almost have like amnesia. You know, it's a game. You give up a home run, you give up a point, whatever. Let's just get back to it. We got a game to play, and we've got to win. And I just think that what I've seen from you on the softball field, I think, wow, that's really good for the girls to have a coach like that has trust in them, and we're going to play. So I just wanted to bring that up, because I thought, wow, I guess she doesn't yell because she's real calm.
Yeah,
On the softball
it's
field.
getting them to understand too that that's part of the game. You know, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have errors. You're going to have turnovers. You know, that's why, you know, stats are kept on that as well. That's why there's an E on the scoreboard. That's why, you know, they call it serving errors or turnovers. You know, it's a part of the game, but to me, it's more how you react from that. Like, what are you going to do next? You know, are you going to dwell on that mistake, or are you going to shake it off? Are you going to show up and play? And that's what we try to instill in them, is like, let it go, focus on the next play. And, you know, just, that's where a lot of the mental toughness comes in. And a lot of times, you know, when we do huddle up or we have a timeout or something, those are the kind of things that we're talking about. Like right now, we need to step up, be mentally tough, play together, get through this. And there's still a lot of game left, or, you know, just keep chipping away at it. Do the small things. The small things are going to make a big difference.
Absolutely. Coach, are all volleyball, all four squads are playing Monday in West Oso?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you know, come on out Monday. It's a little drive out to Corpus, but it's the last game. You just heard Coach Reyes talk about the squad, the 8th A and B, 7th A and B. These girls, we got some talent in that middle school. And you heard Coach Reyes talk about the record. All of them have a winning record, with our 8th grade A, you know, being able to go undefeated with the win Monday against West Oso. So if you've got some time, go on out there, let the girls see us, pack that gym up and cheer our girls on. I know it means a lot to our players when they can see our fans out there. You know, we do stream the game on GT Sports, but yeah, I'd rather them be there than to stream it. You know, I know there's people that live out of town that can't make it, but for you guys at Rockport that can make the game on Monday, it'll be in West Oso, 4 games. Coach, what time are the girls playing on Monday?
It's a 1 gym format, so it's starting at 4:30, and then after each game, the next game will start 5 minutes right after that warm up. So it's going to be a rolling thing starting at 4:30, and then it's normally about 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, and 8th grade A is looking to be back-to-back undefeated district champs. So
Awesome.
yes, if they could come out and support all the teams, that would be amazing. And I know the girls would really appreciate that.
Wow, that's awesome. So like I said, volleyball in Rockport's going to be good for probably about the next 5 or 6 years. You got a lot of talent. These girls play, a lot of these volleyball girls also play softball. And so it's good to come on out. And we wanted to kind of give the names out so that when you get out there and you see these girls next year, our 7 going to 8 and our 8 going to 9, you'll know these names. We've talked about them, and we just want to bring and shed some light to these girls, not only to the girls, but to our coaches as well. Coach Reyes, you're doing an awesome job there. I mean, you're coaching
you.
7th grade A and 7th grade A, and that's just got to be a lot of your time. Of course, then you jump over to basketball, and then of course you got to get ready for the softball season. The big expectations there as well. So you stay busy pretty much all year. But we want to thank you for coming out and just shining some light and talking about your program. We here are going to keep an eye, and we're going to talk about on our podcast more about our middle school basketball, boys football, volleyball, and so forth. So I just want to thank you for coming out, spending some time talking about your program. And once again, if you want to go out and watch some volleyball on Monday at West Coast, so starting at 4:30, all 4 squads will play. 5-minute break, and then the next group starts. So hopefully we'll get some people out there for our 8th grade A. Good luck, man. You're district champs, but still got one more accomplishment to try to get, and that's undefeated. And Coach, if you can go undefeated, I mean, winning district is awesome, but to also go undefeated, man, just kind of puts the icing on the cake, right? So it was great. Coach Steve, I'll give you one last round. Anything you want to add before we call it a night with Coach Reyes?
Hey, listen, I think I've shoveled enough already. Coach Reyes is probably looking for her rubber boots. Like, okay, Steve, already, that's enough already. So I'm going to let you get out of here, Coach. And I just want to say I appreciate it again. Thank you for coming on. I know you're super busy. I don't know how you do it, man. And the more, the more I peel the layers on you, the more I'm amazed. I'm like, holy cow. So it's not volleyball. It's not just softball, it's volleyball, basketball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wow, that's crazy. And people talk about me and how I do this, I do that, but you're on another level out there, Coach. You're on another level.
Stop it.
All right. Hey,
you gotta be passionate about what you do, and I certainly am. But I really appreciate you guys also, and just all the publicity, just all the just giving all these girls and boys a recognition, and just putting them out there, and just showcasing all their hard work and stuff. And it means a lot. I know it means a lot to the community, and you guys invest a whole lot of time in that as well. So I don't know how you guys do it, but we surely do appreciate you.
Awesome. Coach, I just want to add, it starts with Coach Cyber, right? He's our athletic director. I mean, I've been in Rockport. I graduated in '92, and we used to get beat a lot, Coach. Maybe when you first started here, you remember we weren't known as a powerhouse, but here lately, the last 5, 6, 7 years, we're known not only in football, but our volleyball, our soccer, powerlifting. We just had our first powerlifting champ, Val Ramirez. She was. We had her on. I mean, it's just an exciting time to be a Pirate, right? And all the work that these athletes could put in, and that's all we're trying to do is shine some light on them and let the community know. Listen, when these girls get up, boys get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, they're staying late in the weight room, the off season, and that's why we bring the girls on and the boys, so they can talk a little bit about what they're doing to get ready for the season. And then of course it's the coaches, something that we don't talk a lot about, but the time you guys put in to have to work with our athletes to get them to that spot to be able to succeed. So I think from Coach Seibert all the way down, are his assistants, both males and female coaches, you guys are doing an awesome job. And it's just great to be a Pirate right now, man. And I know we'll be bringing you back. We'll probably talk to you again during basketball season. We'll talk to all the coaches, but we definitely look forward to talking to you when softball season comes. So we'll be up there knocking on your door, trying to get an interview. And we're excited to see what our softball team is going to do as well. So, Coach, thank you very much for taking some time. Good luck on Monday. We'll be writing an article on our social media pages. And who knows, we may be out there on Monday. Not sure. We got a podcast, but we might be able to spit it. We'll see what happens. But, Coach, thank you again. Good luck on Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.
All righty.
Okay, guys, that was Coach Melissa Reyes. She is our middle school volleyball coach. You've seen her on the softball field, but she's also, coaching our 7th and 8th grade A volleyball teams. And you heard her. She's talking. They have a winning record, both 7 and 8, and 8th grade A. Steve basically is a district champs, and they could actually win and go undefeated on Monday. So that's good to hear. So Steve, anything you want to add? We'll take a little 5-minute break and then we'll come back. Johnny's not going to be joining us. He's going to be going out of town tomorrow, but Tony will be here. So we'll take a little 5-minute break and then we'll come back on and we'll break down the football.
Sounds good, man.
Defense and special teams. All right. Until then, see you later, Coach.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.